Good morning, afternoon, Math 2 crew. We are back, section 8.8, and completing the square word problems, page 469. Now, please don't skip the word problems. So many of you avoid them. You've got to know how to do them, and that's why I'm working them out, so that you can see and think about what it is you need to do to solve these questions. And also, if it's still confusing or difficult or just doesn't make sense, watch the video, come into class, and ask your neighbor, hey, did you get this question? Explain it to me. Or ask Mr. Jacobs, and I'm more than willing to help you out. So do your part first. Watch the videos. All righty. Now, a rectangular pool has an area of 880 square feet. The length is 10 feet longer than the width. Find the dimensions of the pool. Solve by completing the square. Round answers to the nearest tenth of a foot. Whoopee. First things first, guys. If a visual works, it helps. If it makes sense, then draw a visual of a rectangular pool. So it's a rectangle. And it has an area of 880 square feet. So I write that in the rectangle, hoping that that might jar my memory about what to do next. Now, it says something about a length and a width. So the length of the pool is some amount, and so is the width. And what I notice is that the length is 10 feet longer than the width. And so what I do here is the length is 10 feet longer. So I know I'm going to add 10 feet to some amount. 10 feet longer than what? The width, W. And so that's very helpful to convert what I'm reading here into a mathematical expression. The width, hey guys, we don't know what it is, so it's just W. And then again, the area. If you look closely here, the area is 880 feet. There it is, 880 feet. Square feet. So given that information, now what I'll do is I'll take that and I want to solve for the dimensions. Now, a dimension is the length and the width of the rectangle. So that's what we're trying to find. So let's plug and chug. It's the area formula. Substitute the values. There we go. Let's multiply through. And so completing the square, what we do is you take the middle term, right? Take half of it. And square the middle term after it's been divided by 2. So now we're going to add 25 to each side, the left and right side of the equation. And this becomes 905. And the factored form of this quadratic, now that it's completed, just take the square root of each side. And so W equals, now I'm going to subtract 5 from each side too, is negative 5 plus or minus square root of 905. Now square root of 905 is about 30.1 because I'm rounding up. And this gives us negative 5 plus or minus 30.1, which is equal to 25.1. Ooh, let's see. Let me double check on that. I'm going to use my calculator here. So 30.08 minus 5 25.08 is 25.1. So when I add, I end up with 25.08. About 25.1. Here, see that's a negative value, and there is no need for negative length, no siree. So this can be ignored. This value here can be totally ignored and excluded. And so we know that the width is 25.1 feet. And we could see here that the length would be, when you add 10 to the width, that would be your answer. Okay, great. We got to move on. Try one more question before we pause this video and submit it to YouTube. It says the Ward family, and this is on page 470, the Ward family is redecorating several rooms of their house. Write the correct answer. The Wards decided to use carpet tiles in the family room. The room has an area of 160 square feet and is 5 feet longer than it is wide. Find the dimensions of the family room. So again, it seems like it's going to be a rectangle of some sort, and we want to find the dimensions of the shape. So draw something out again because I think it's helpful. So the area is says it's 5 feet longer than it is wide. And so whatever the width is, add 5 feet to it, it becomes the length. Okay, and the width we just don't know, so we'll just call it W. So the area. Okay, so let's substitute. Distribute. Complete the square now. Square that. Okay. Let's add this amount. And so this is not very pretty, but I don't know. The common denominator here is going to be 4. So I'm just going to have to work this out here. So again, it's just 176 over 1 multiplied by 4, and that's what I got. And so it looks like it's going to be 729 over 4. An ugly looking question. And so 729 over 4. And that's going to equal take the square root of each side. And we end up with, I wonder if the square root of 729 is actually a number that's perfect square? Let's find out. Oh, it's 27. Very nice. I would have known. I don't know. So this is going to be, when you break this up into its parts, right, we just erase this. Remember the old product property? Not the product property, the quotient property. So this is 27 over 2. Very nice. Plus or minus, right? And I'm going to remove that. And we get fraction. We can subtract it from each side. And so this goes away. And now negative 5 plus 27 over 2, negative 5 minus 27 over 2. The negative value we will ignore. We'll keep the positive value. So negative 5 plus 27 over 2. Got the 2 there. And so this gives us 22 over 2, which is 11. And so the value of W is 11. And I'll write that out. So W is 11. Now that's the width. And so if the width is 11, what would be our length? So we just found out that the width is 11. Good stuff. Measure everything in feet, so it's 11 feet. The width would be 11 plus 5, which is 16 feet. Okay, that's a wrap for this one video. Thank you for listening. Remember, like I always say, study hard and learn a lot. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.